Meet your radiant self, quantum leap into your dream reality. I don't want to look crazy, messy, confused. Okay, so quantum leaping is not, it's not logical. It's not a logical thing. It's not it doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical. It's not in the realm of what makes sense to the human being. So therefore, if you're when you're quantum leaping, you have to let go of what makes sense. You have to let go of the logical sequence of how human thinks. Like if you add 1 plus 1, then you get 2. You have to let go of that. You have to go into your crazy self, the part of you that that is nonsensical, that is illogical. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people have struggles with this. I know I'm one of those people. And this happens because we have been raised, most of us, we've been raised to be, to look responsible, to look like we have it all together. We have been raised to, this is what we've been raised to value in our societies. You know, you have to know what you're doing. You know, you hear people say this. You have to know what you're doing. You have to look like you are perfect. You have to look like you know where you're going. You have to have a plan. It's not bad to have a plan, but like you have to know that even if you have a plan, things are gonna happen that are not going to be in your plan, which you then have to use your wit, you have to use your resourcefulness, and you have to use your creativity and your imagination, and sometimes even your foolishness, your illogical sense, to be able to deal with those problems that come. So, um, yeah, quantum leaping is not logical. That's the first thing that you have to understand. Like if you're gonna to have something you've never had before, or to move in a state of being where that defies human logic, that doesn't make sense to the human being. Like I said in my other video, if you've been earning like £2,000 per month, and then you earn, like next month you earn like £3,500, that's logical. That's like a logical progression to the human being. People will say, oh well, that's a good thing, that's not bad, because you're still probably gonna live in the same house, you're still driving the same kind of car, you still maybe have the same kind of bills, doing the same thing. Maybe you have a little bit of extra money to do something extra, but your reality is still the same. Nothing much has shifted. The difference is when you go from earning £2,000 per month, and then you go from £2,000 in the same month to earning like £500,000 per month. That is a quantum leap. That's a huge illogical reality that human beings don't allow themselves to think that big. So it doesn't even make sense. So this is why quantum leaping doesn't make sense. So you have to allow for the nonsensical. Hello, hiya. Quantum leaping. When you're quantum leaping, you have to allow the crazy self, the crazy person in you, the crazy BIT, the crazy bitch. Okay, let me be careful because YouTube, nowadays, you have to let the crazy bitch in you come out. The crazy person in you, you have to let it come out. You have to do things that are going to seem to people like this person has lost their mind, because that's when you're going to allow for that to happen. You have to also activate your body. I talked about this. Hello. You have to let your body become alive. A lot of us here, especially when we're talking about quantum leaping, a lot of people on YouTube and on many other social media channels talk about quantum leaping as if it's only like a mental thing. Like you have to visualize, and you have to change your thoughts, and you have to change your story. And yes, all of those are true, but the body also is part of your manifestation. The body is actually a huge part of you changing, you being into another, you being able to host another state of being. So you need to engage your body too. If your body is stiff, like most of us, we don't realize how much stiffness, how much judgments we carry, and we carry them in our bodies. Like let's say, let's look at our jaws. The jaw is the first place. When your jaw is tight, it's, most of us, we don't even know that our jaws are tight. In our jaws, that's where we carry our anger, resentment, like if it's always tight. Hello, hello. Okay, thank you for joining me. That's one place where you are carrying, where you're holding back. If your neck is also tight, that's also a place where you're carrying your voice. You know, you're not saying exactly what you want to say. Your shoulders is that's where your laughter is. You know, your laughter and your joy. If your shoulder is always up like this and it's not like relaxed and chilled, just move your shoulders and see how you feel. You'll feel like you're loosening up. You'll feel like you want to laugh. You know, that's where your laughter is. Your belly muscles, that's where your ego is. That's where your ego is. That's where your judgment is. Judgment of other people, judgment of things, like you know, seeing something and immediately judging it to say like, oh, you know, I can't do this, or this is not right, or you know, all those things that we do. That's where your body is. All of those are in your belly, so you need to loosen your belly muscles, you know. So your body also is part of your manifestation. So I'm going to give an example of myself. Your body needs to be live. Your body needs to be, it needs to have that vibrancy, that vitality, you know, to get up and go. Have you ever felt like you want to get up and do something and your body says no? So now you're sitting back, or you find yourself getting lazy, or you find yourself getting tired. Yeah, that's your body. That's your body fighting from. That's your body fighting you. Where are you from? You're an African. Yes, I am an African. Yeah. Where are you from? Let's see. Does anyone have any questions or anything they want to add to what I'm saying? I'm talking about quantum leaping and how you have to allow your the craziness in you to come out, because that's where it's gonna that's where your quantum leap is gonna come from. That's what's gonna support your quantum leap. Okay. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my computer to come on. It's a bit slow. Hello, hello. Does anyone have anything to say? Anything to add? I had to write down notes about what I'm going to say, because I wrote down a lot of things and I tend to forget when I'm talking. When I'm talking a lot, I tend to ramble on. So if I don't write down notes, I'm going to forget about what I want to say. So for people who have been raised in families where you have been told that you need to be responsible, maybe you're a first child, you know, first children usually have this a lot, you know, they get this message a lot that you have to be responsible, you have to be the example. So your randomness, your magic gets dimmed down if you take that on, if you take that message on. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Like the video. I always keep forgetting that. Like the video if you are getting anything from this, which I'm sure you are, and subscribe to my channel. If you have been raised in a family where you, or if you have been like maybe academically intelligent, and you have relied so much on your academic intelligence as a way to give you information, as a way to give you information to navigate this world, as the primal thing to rely on to help you navigate this world. That's also one way in which you have dimmed your illogical ability, your ability to rely on magic, your ability to quantum leap. To quantum leap, you have to be illogical. There's no way it doesn't make human sense. So where am I streaming from? I'm streaming from Edinburgh, the United Kingdom, Scotland. All right. Which one is it? Let me see. Hello. Hello. What part of Africa am I from? I'm from the Gambia. I'm a Gambian. West Africa. Wait, I'm looking for my notes. Okay, I think it's this one. Oh, you're from China, okay. And so we are West Africans. Yes, you're a Nigerian, yeah. Yes, we are West Africans. Is anyone here interested in quantum leaping? Does anyone have any question about that? Hong Kong. All right, okay. I've never been. I want to go to Japan this year, maybe. Oh. It's oh, no, come on. Why are you so slow? All right. Am I married? Why is that why is that? How is that relevant to this video? Hong Kong is not from Japan. Wait, is this the one? Let me see. Getting to know someone I'm supposed to subscribe to. But yeah, if you're getting to know me, the first question to ask me is not, are you married? Why you're looking at me right now? Why don't you ask me about, I just told you I'm streaming from Edinburgh. Why don't you ask me about where I live? Why automatically go to my relationship? How is that like getting to know somebody? If you want to get to know me, ask me. Right. If I were to ask you, I wouldn't automatically say, oh, are you married? I'll ask you about your life. I'll ask you about what you like, who you are, blah, 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 things like that. Um, right, okay. Okay, so, thank you. Okay, actually, what I wanted to talk about is like, since I'm waiting, let me see if I can remember what I wanted to talk about. How to engage the body, because that's what I really wanna. I want people to know that if you want to quantum leap, it's not just a mental process. You also have to engage your body into, because it's your body that's going to host your new state. Your body has to be ready to be able to host that new state. If you have a body that's kind of slow, the slowness of your body means like you take time to get up and do something, or you procrastinate a lot, because you don't want to experience the fear of like failing, or you don't want to um, you don't want to feel the pain of starting something new, or whatever reason why people procrastinate. The slowness in your body in moving is not just because of what you're thinking mentally. It's also because you have judgments, and those judgments are lodged in your body. And those judgments and fears and doubts make your body dense. They make your body more denser. And because you're more dense, you take time to act. You take time to act. You're not like agile, So um, so thank you. Thank you for liking my video, and thank you for subscribing. Okay, not you. Not you too. Um, what is that? Okay. Surprisingly, I can't. Say that. Mm, Does anyone have any question or any thing they want to add? So the thing about quantum leaping, it's also about time. It's mainly about time. It's mainly about manifesting something in a short period of time, in a very short period of time. That defines human logic. But it's also what you're manifesting. It's also it's the speed and also the magnitude of what you're manifesting. So hello, please subscribe to my channel and like the video if you're finding any value from this. Does anyone have anything to say or anything to add about quantum leaping? Thank you. All right. Do I have a crush? Do I have a crush? I probably do, yeah. I think I'm too old for crushes and stuff like that. I don't know. Did I? I think I'm gonna, yeah, view deleted message. I think I'm gonna have to get some moderators for my videos and stuff like that because okay, I guess I have to rely on, it says, I have to rely on my memory. Okay, okay, so I was gonna talk about a story that where I can explain, where I can talk about being playful, which is also a requirement for quantum leaping. In order to engage the part of you that is the illogical part of you, that is like, that doesn't rely on logic and what makes sense, you have to engage your playfulness. And you know, for most of us, that part has been taken away from us. That part has been like dimmed from us, because as we grew up, we were told you have to be responsible, you have to be, you have to know what you're doing, you have to, you have to always see the way, you have to have a plan. So when you're doing that, when you're being told to do that all the time, your playfulness gets lost. Okay, so I know, believe it or not, I was very playful when I was young. I know I don't look like that right now, but I was very, very playful, very, very playful in the Gambia. Up until I was like, a teenager. I was that child, who was, okay, so, in the Gambia, I don't know whether you guys know what hopscotch is. It's a game that, I was born at a time when we didn't have the internet. Okay, so we didn't have mobile phones then. So we played games. We played our own kind of games. When I was in the Gambia, we didn't have like a toy shop. We had to make our own toys. So hopscotch is a game where you like draw certain boxes on the ground, and then you have to, like, you use a pebble or whatever, and then you throw it in each of the boxes, and then you have to kind of hop throughout all the boxes. It's like a sequential thing. And so that was one of the games that we played a lot. So in the Gambia, there was like, there still is, the streets in between the houses are like sandy, they're like sandy streets. And so we'll play that game a lot, and other games. And I was that child that will stay, that will stay playing even after twilight, even after, like, when everybody's parents call them to go and take a shower, and like go and take a shower and go for dinner. I'll be the one that'll still be waiting for someone else to come out, one of the other kids to come out. So yeah, play was very, it was very, very, it wasn't that it was important to me, it was just that I was just playful, but so that playfulness got a bit dimmed, not got a bit, got a lot dimmed in me. But that's the playfulness that we need. You need to be, to quantum leap, you need to be illogical, you need to be playful. You cannot engage logic, because the realm you're going into is not a realm of logic. It's not a realm of human sense. If you want to be, or if you want to become someone who has a goal of making, like, the amount of money that you've never made before, the amount of money that's like stupid money, amount of money that people will think that you were crazy, or there's no way you could have made that money in that short of a time. You have to engage, you have to engage other than logic. And also, that's also where the realm of magic is. That's also where the realm of playfulness is. That's also where the realm of, your craziness is, because you're doing things that are not logical. You're doing things that don't make sense. You also have to engage your body in a way that you haven't engaged it before. If you have a sluggish body that is like, it takes time to get up, takes time to move, you have to engage its vitality. You have to make it, you have to do things that will increase the energy in your body, so you can get up and go. You can be more active. And that's whatever it takes, if it takes, it's your way. If you do that in a way, by dancing, let's say dancing in your house, do that. Whatever way you take. If you need to take showers to get rid of the sluggishness, do that. If you need to, I don't know, if you need to jump about, if you need to go take a walk, whatever you need to do, even things that are frowned upon, if you need to do that, you need to increase the energy in your body. Your blood is also the blood that is flowing in you is one of the main energy energy, it's not an energy center, it's like the main part of you that is increasing your energy, your circulation, the way your blood flow circulates is an indicator of how much energy you are ramping up in your body. So if you have a tendency to have low blood flow, low energy, take some iron tablets. Go to the pharmacy, get some iron tablets, because you need all of that energy to keep you moving. To keep you moving, to be able to, so that when you're quantum leaping, you can quantum leap easily. Quantum leaping is like moving from one state of being to the next state of being. So you have to have a light body to be able to do that. If your body is too dense, filled with judgments, filled with fears, that's what makes your body dense. That's why we are here in this 3D realm. It's because of the judgments we have. We've forgotten our God essence. So we have all these judgments and fears and shame, and that's what makes our body dense. The more judgments and fears you have, the more dense your body is. The more you find it difficult to let go of your preconceived notions, and the more difficult it is for you to move from plane to plane, especially when you're quantum leaping. So that's important, to engage your body, to loosen up the parts of your body that are like that are tight. Your joints, your shoulder joints, making sure that they are loose. You need to speak to your body. You need to speak to your cells. I know that all of these are like, all of the things that I'm saying, they sound crazy, but this is what it is. People forget. It's always funny to me. Like people make things. People make things that are, what we see as acceptable is like, oh, when you're talking to somebody else, that's acceptable. Like talking to other people, that's acceptable. Talking to, talking to a video like that, talking to people on a video, that's acceptable. But when you're talking to yourself, people think that's like crazy. But this is the most important thing. Like, how does change come about? How does personal development and personal change come about if you're not talking to yourself? Your inner conversations that you're having with yourself are what create your change. So if you're not talking to yourself, if you're not listening to what you're saying to yourself, then how can you change? If you're not like, if you want your body to change, if you want anything to change in your reality, and you're not talking to yourself, how is it going to change? So these are the things that you have to act like a crazy person. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to do things that people will normally think that, oh my God, that's crazy. That, like when I said, you have to talk to your body. You have to talk to your body. You have to tell your cells how to act. Like you have to tell your blood cells that I want you to flow. I want you to flow. I want you to be enthusiastic. I want you to be vibrant and be full of vitality. I want you to pump blood through my body. Your cells are listening to what you're saying. Then you have to talk to your joints. You have to talk to your muscles. Talk to every part of you that is like stiff and that's like that's stiff and that's like sluggish and where you can feel pain. Talk to that part. Talk to the part that's where you're feeling pain. If it's your leg or whatever, tell your leg to stop feeling pain. Tell the part that is painful in it to stop feeling the pain, and talk to it like as if like well-being and like being pain-free, that's the norm. You need to command your body, So all of this is what I'm talking about. You need to talk like you need to do things that are like, that look to the regular human being as crazy. But this is all part of the thing about quantum leaping, and engaging the body and being illogical, especially. So, so meeting your radiant self is not just about changing your thoughts, because most of us, we've done that. We've changed our thoughts. We've done the visualizations. We have read the books. We know most of the gurus. We've gone to the retreats. We've done the vision boards and all of that, but the change in our lives wasn't a quantum leap change. That's because we left our body back there. You know, your body also needs to be engaged. It's not just your thought, because your old body is the body that's in your old realities. That's your, let's say, your current reality. To quantum leap to another reality, you need to have a new body. You have to create a new body to be able to host that. You know, it's a very different thing when you are making like 2,000, 3,000 pounds per month. That's very, very different from somebody who's now making, let's say, 100,000 pounds. You need a different body to be able to host that, because the amount of attention that's going to come to you, or even like say 250,000 pounds, let's say like £250,000, the amount of attention that's going to come to you, attention from people's energies, people's requirements, the things you have to do, the things you yourself have to do, the way you have to be, you are engaging your body, so you have to have a new body to be able to host that. So this is why it's also important to create that new body, to engage the new body, and not just engage the mind and the thoughts. Okay, I couldn't find my notes, but I think I said a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this video, and then I didn't want to edit this. I don't really like editing my videos. It takes so much time. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't have to edit it. I'm just gonna put this video on. I think I've said everything I've said, and that's it. If I need to say something else, I'll just make another video. All right, thank you for joining me. Thank you for those that subscribed, and thank you for those that liked my video. I always forget. Thank you so much. I always forget to ask people to like my video and subscribe. But thank you so much for those of you that did, and thank you so much of you for those that spent your afternoon or your evening with me, and I will see you again. Bye bye. Oh, okay. It says let me see.